The Seahawk winning streak up to 6 in a row. We found out recently who the real teal is, and we found out also that teal is better than purple. With highlights coming up today to prove those right. Also today, our player profile. It is Malik Harden-Hayes, one of the transfers on this team. We'll get introduced to him as he sits down with John Smith. Our play of the week, the player of the week, and we'll look ahead to a big contest coming up Saturday afternoon in Travis Coliseum. The Jacksonville Dolphins come to town. All that straight ahead. This edition of the Seahawk Basketball Show featuring Takeo Siddle. It starts right now. Well, UNCW, a team on a roll right now, winners of 6 straight. Mike McCarroll here with Takeo Siddle, head coach of the Seahawks. And coach, again, such a busy month of November. It ended in Conway, South Carolina against Coastal Carolina, but this is a team coming back to the Bahamas. The identity is starting to show through, and this team's certainly playing well. You've got to be pleased the way they're playing right now.
I am, Mike, and that was a tough game for us. That was our 4th game in 6 days. We had to pull that one out. It was one of those gritty type, just go get it type of games. And I thought our guys showed a lot of toughness in that game.
And again, the identity being a defensive team showed through in the Bahamas. That carried over when you took on Coastal Carolina. Do you see that, this team coming together and them knowing now how to win these games?
Yeah, our defense is ahead of our offense. I've said that from day one, and I'm okay with that. Defense travels. Your shot's not always going to go in. Our guys are really buying in on that end of the floor. I like to clean up our rebounding, and we will. But right now we're defending at a pretty high level.
When you talk about rebounding, going up against a team in Coastal Carolina with some size, Isam Mustafa, certainly a big guy, averaging a double-double. Going into that game, was he a big target defensively?
He was, and they had some really good guard play, but we knew that they were trying to pound it inside to him and get him in some ISO situations. We knew we would have to do it by committee. I thought Amari Kelly did a decent job on it, but we knew we were going to have to do it as a team. And he's a load, so he was able to get his average on the backboards and with his points.
The bench, though, for you guys against Coastal was key. 38 points coming off that bench. We've talked about the depth, and you see it in a game like that.
Yeah, the guys off the bench came off and gave us a big lift. Jamari Harvey, Nick Farrar. I thought Malik gave us some good minutes. Donovan gave us some good minutes. It was a total team effort.
It certainly was in Conway, South Carolina last Wednesday. It was a battle of the teals, UNCW and Coastal Carolina. Some exciting moments here. Let's take a look now at our highlights. UNCW, the big stand defensively at the end. They win it 60-58. Coach, you had to think that the ball was going into the big guy's hands here. You did a great job forcing him way away from the basket, and his shot had no chance.
Yeah, we pushed up in the full court, and I was holding my breath the whole time. And Amari Kelly did a really good job pushing him off the block and forced him to take a fadeaway near the three-point line, and he airballed it. And the time expired, so that was a sigh of relief for me. So very happy we pulled that victory out.
Another tight one for UNCW. Again, a 2-point victory. 38 points coming off the bench. A highlight off the bench, Jamari Harvey had 12, Malik Harden-Hayes with 10, and then it was Trezarian White with 12 points and 8 rebounds in a starting role as well. So UNCW, a lot of basketball, as you said, 4 games in 6 days, but Coach, the legs under them and able to kind of survive that stretch.
Yeah, it was one of those games where we knew we were going to have to just dig deep and go get it. And luckily we won, and we were able to get some really good rest and well-earned rest after the game.
So again, we find out who the real teal is. UNCW with the win over Coastal. When we get back, we'll take a break here and talk about the ECU game, a raucous Trask Coliseum Tuesday night here in Wilmington. We'll talk about that next.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright. So, this Black Friday, choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in. Plus, thousands of vehicles are arriving daily, just in time for the holidays. This Black Friday, lock in this low rate on a new 2022 Ford F-150. Hurry, choose from over 7,000 Ford trucks and SUVs, only at your Carolina Ford dealer.
This is Mountain Dew. A rush of crisp and refreshing flavor. Delivering a bold citrus kick. Do the Dew.
Anna, can you count to 5 without saying 1 or 3?
Sure, 2, 4, 5.
That's right. Our big story is the 2 for $5 breakfast deal at Hardee's.
You got me.
I know, I did.
Bite into our made-from-scratch biscuits today.
Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs and 95 calories.
Hands. You might think they're just for waving, but they can be used for all kinds of things, like making made-from-scratch biscuits at Hardee's.
Bite into the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal only at Hardee's.
Well, after traveling over 5,000 miles in the month of November, UNCW finally back in Trask Coliseum to take on the rival East Carolina Tuesday night. Coach, great environment, a sold-out crowd in Trask Coliseum, and students were here, and this was certainly one where you guys performed at a high level.
Yeah, it was exactly what I expected the crowd to be. Our fans are the best. Our students are the best. They get here early and they start heckling the other team, and we need that. And, it was an unbelievable atmosphere for our guys to play in.
Getting ready for this game, they were coming off of a win against Campbell, both teams 6-3. Where'd you see maybe the points where you guys can have some success against the Pirates?
Well, we wanted to make sure that we stayed connected with them defensively and not give up a bunch of threes. And then we knew we had to clean the backboard up, which we didn't do a great job of overall, but we did it when we needed to. And then we knew they had really good guard play and a post guy that was a good player who actually played at a community college close by. So we knew we had our hands full on that end, but on the offensive end for us, we knew we wanted to get to a point where we were taking good shots and being very patient on the offensive end and playing inside out, and I thought we executed the offensive game plan to the T.
Yeah, offensively you shoot over 52% in this game to get the win over ECU, but again, I still think the defense kind of set the tone here. Maybe midway through that first half when you guys were able to take control, it was a defense that did it.
It was a defense, and we're very active. We were very active against ECU, and our guys really buy in on that end of the floor, just being disruptive and being connected, being tough, and that was a really good display last night.
Yeah, certainly did a great job holding ECU well under their average of made threes in this game. Certainly a key to the victory for UNCW. Impressive victory over ECU. Let's take a look at the highlights from Tuesday night in Trask Coliseum.
Left wing, Newby to hand off to White. Driving in, off to Ross. Ross beats set three from the wing. It's all in, and the Seahawks take their first lead, 3-2. Wing, gets it to Harvey, right baseline, Hardin Hayes squares up, shoots over Felton, and the shot is good inside the arc is Hardin Hayes. 4 bench points for him, 7-4 UNC defense. Baela blocked away by Kelly with a shot attempt. White with it, down the far sideline. He'll drive, spins, kicks it out Harvey, 3 from the wing, is good. Well, play there from the steal, the block, and the 3 for 14, UNCW up by 1. 7 minutes ago, Thomas drives in. Boy, nobody cut him off. Hangs in the air, able to score for the right side. Jamari Thomas's first point.
See you, Mike.
I think you can. Yeah, UNCW in Jacksonville, 4 o'clock on Saturday. Spinning in the paint, the shot no good for White, but right there was Hardin Hayes to tap it off the glass. Phillips. White came for him, only 1 point for Phillips. Kelly at the elbow in the paint to White. White on the block, leans in, backs it in, it gets fouled by Small. He flexes for his teammates as well. This Trace. Thomas, right side. Spins it to the paint, rises at the free throw line, and hits his shots. Jamari Thomas in a timeout.
Well, UNCW led by as much as 23 late in this game. They win it 74-61, the final score. Coach Trazarian White, a double-double for him. He was all over the place, and especially first half, as you guys started to pull away, the ball was in his hands quite a bit.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure that we got him the ball closer to the rim so he wouldn't have to come from the three-point line driving it. So we wanted to post him a little bit, and he went in and got it off the glass a lot. Before the game, we talked about it. In our 5-game win streak leading up to the game, we had only been averaging 7 offensive rebounds a game. And I think he took that personal. And he had about, I want to say he had 5 for the game. Mm-hmm. And he went in and he refused blockouts, and he went up and got it with 2 hands. He was relentless on the glass last night.
Yeah, the team out-rebounds ECU 37-33, and the free throw is a factor, especially in the first half, or second half rather. UNCW 16 of 19 from the free throw line. A lot of whistles in this game, but the Seahawks able to close it out, get the victory. So, Coach, this team again on a roll, 6 straight victories right now. It seems like everything is starting to come together for this team.
It is, and we just want to keep getting better, Mike, and take it day by day. I'll talk to them later on and just have them focus in on the day that we're in right now and trying to maximize everything that we're doing today. And stay locked in, stay humble, and, just keep punching the clock every day.
One of those guys punching that clock, Malik Hardin Hayes, a double-digit game for him against ECU. He's our subject for our Pepsi player profile with John Smith. That's coming up next. Stay with us. It's the Seahawk Basketball Show featuring Takeo Siddle.
People have trusted Reed's Jewelers with their life's moments since 1946. That's because we're family-owned. We treat everyone who walks through our doors or visits our website as a part of our family. We have a beautiful selection of jewelry and watches for any occasion. We offer free shipping and returns, as well as multiple payment options to make sure you find the perfect gift. See why people have trusted Reed's Jewelers to celebrate their life's moments for over 75 years.
Game day at Walk-Ons is just different, and it starts with the way our teammates prep each dish from our scratch menu. No shortcuts. We are hand-cutting every single mozzarella log straight from the block, hand-peeling, stuffing, and bacon wrapping each voodoo shrimp. hand carving ribeyes for our steaks and po' boys, and hand slicing, then tossing our boneless wings in our house-made sauces. With wall-to-wall TVs and food like this, why would you want to watch anywhere else? That's game day, the walk-on's way.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chad Fortune with Wilmington Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Excited to be on the UNCW campus today to talk to you about this week's Medical Minute. Shoulder injuries are extremely common in sports, recreational, and job-related activities. These injuries can range from chronic overuse injuries to traumatic injuries like shoulder separations, dislocations, and even rotator cuff tears. Sometimes injuries can be prevented, but sometimes with traumatic injuries they are not preventable. But we always talk about preventative strategies to try to limit their effects. One of the biggest things to consider is rotator cuff strength as well as upper back strength, in addition to good posture throughout your day. As always, if these symptoms persist, please come see us at Wilmington Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Our goal is to support you with easily accessible world-class care for all your orthopedic and sports medicine needs.
Preparing for the big game, athletes practice countless hours year-round. Then, it's game time, and their fans get to see the results, cheering on their team to a win. At Coastline Insurance, we're working hard behind the scenes, preparing for when you need us, because we want our customers to be our biggest fans. Let Coastline Insurance shop your coverage and find out why we say, when we shop, you win. Find us online at coastlineinsurance.com.
Time now for the Pepsi player profile. For that this week, a transfer from North Dakota State. It is Malik Harden-Hayes. Coach, this is a guy that's starting to feel comfortable. You can see that now. He was a starter, now coming off the bench, but it seems like he knows his role now on this team.
You know, he's had a great attitude the whole time, Mike. He understands that, you know, he's in a different role than he was last year, and we expect more out of him. And we want him to be the best defensive player in this league and one of the best in the country. Be one of the best energy guys, effort guys in the league, in the country, and he's really buying into it. And you know, he's had a great attitude, like I said, the whole time. Even when I start bringing him off the bench, he just said, "Coach, I just want to do whatever I can to help this team win." And he's playing at a high level right now.
Transfer portal is where you found him, and certainly he has become a good fit for this team. What are you looking for when you go to that transfer portal and you find a guy like Malik Harden-Hayes?
Well, the first thing that attracted us to him, obviously he's talented, but his family, him being a great human being, he reminds me a lot of Jalen Sims with his off the court. He's very strong in his faith. You know, his parents have done an unbelievable job raising him. He's very respectful. You know, I love what he brings to our group from a leadership standpoint. So that's some of the things that we looked at, and then you start digging into him as a player. He fits us on both ends of the floor. What we're trying to do, he's a versatile, big wing that's really athletic, that can do a lot of different things.
Yeah, really playing at a high level right now. John Smith with more now on Malik Harden-Hayes, our Pepsi player profile.
Welcome back. John Smith joined here with one of the new faces of UNCW men's basketball, Malik Harden-Hayes, a transfer from North Dakota State.
Yeah.
Talk about the process from going from North Dakota State to UNCW.
It was definitely a long process. Transfer portal was very, very interesting. Something that I didn't think I would, you know, go through in that experience, but I'm glad I did, just talking to a lot of coaches and trying to find the best fit for me. And obviously, you know, going from a different school, trying to find a new one is it's kind of hard. You don't know where you're going to go, where you're going to be, but I'm glad I picked UNCW. It seems like a good fit for me.
Kind of at that same mid-major type level. What was it about this program that really sold you? Was it watching them win a CBI championship? Was it Coach Siddle? Was it other players that you'd played against?
It was kind of a mix of kind of everything. Just for me, the first thing I noticed was the play style. Just running around, jumping, you know, playing fast, having a defensive presence. I felt like this style of play was a lot different than what I had in North Dakota State, and I felt like this type of play was something that would you know, fit me a little bit better. And just overall, just the culture, kind of like the family aspect, I just kind of got that right away from my visit. And as you can see, like, everything's kind of tight-knit group, and everyone has a good relationship with each other, and just everybody just wants to win here. So that's a big reason why I came here.
Everybody said this team has depth.
Mm-hmm.
How are practices and how is it fighting for minutes?
We get after it for sure. We got so many players, so many guys that can just step on the court. We got similar players. We got players that do things differently. But I think that's a problem that we want to have here at UNCW. Just a lot of guys that are able to step on the court. But obviously there's so many minutes that can get played. But I think that's just what makes us better. Just being able to compete and try to beat the person in front of you, and that's just going to lift our team up in a lot of ways for sure.
People here, fans of the Seahawks, have only seen what they've seen of you online or in video. What is your game like when you get on the court?
Just a lot of joy, a lot of energy for sure. A guy that can use his athleticism, just vocal leader, just doing anything it takes to win. Shooting the ball, very versatile, mid-range, getting to the rim. So you're gonna see a lot of things from me for sure.
Well, thank you very much. Good luck this season. Malik Harden-Hayes, John Smith will be right back.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright. So, this Black Friday, choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in. Plus, thousands of vehicles are arriving daily, just in time for the holidays. This Black Friday, lock in this low rate on a new 2022 Ford F-150. Hurry, choose from over 7,000 Ford trucks and SUVs, only at your Carolina Ford dealer.
This is Mountain Dew. A rush of crisp and refreshing flavor. Delivering a bold citrus kick. Do.
Anna, can you count to 5 without saying 1 or 3?
Sure, 2, 4, 5.
That's right. Our big story is the 2 for $5 breakfast deal at Hardee's.
You got me.
I know, I did.
Bite into our made-from-scratch biscuits today.
Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs and 95 calories.
Hands. You might think they're just for waving, but they can be used for all kinds of things, like making made-from-scratch biscuits at Hardee's.
Bite into the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal only at Hardee's.
Time now for the Flying Machine Play of the Week. We go back to the ECU game. First half, big sequence that really changed the momentum in that game in the favor of UNCW. Let's take a look. Once again, our Flying Machine Play of the Week. Such a big sequence. Coach, you turn the ball over, but you guys didn't give up. You get the block and the big 3 on the other end. I mean, again, that says something about this team, the way they never get up defensively and always give themselves a chance.
Yeah, I've been on them about just having max effort and over competing. And, we turned the basketball over, which I was on them about, but we didn't hang our head. We moved on to the next play, and Amari made an unbelievable block. Trey Zarian got it. He came down. He could have forced up a shot, but he found his teammate, which we've talked about that a lot, having more assisted baskets. And Jamari Harvey, he did what he does. He made a big-time 3 and got the crowd into it, and gave us momentum.
Yeah, because of so many whistles, so much starts and stops, really the biggest play maybe in this game that gave you the momentum, gave you that lead for good really late in that first half. So again, our Flying Machine Play of the Week, compliments of the Seahawk defense leading to the offense. Time now for the Carolina Ford Dealers Player of the Week. And again, playing at a high level as well as Trazarian White. He's averaging a double-double for the week, 15 points and 11 rebounds. And he's becoming, I guess, the go-to guy, not necessarily always for the offense, but the energy that he brings to his team.
Yeah, just what you said, his energy on the defensive end, his energy on the offensive glass, his energy diving on the ground. He made some big plays last night. A lot of our guys made big plays last night, diving on loose balls. That ignites our energy. That ignites the whole group. It ignites the crowd. And that's what he's doing more consistently as of late, and it's turning into some good things for him. He's ending up with double-doubles and, having really good games for us. So I would challenge him to continue to be that energy guy on the defensive end.
Yeah, leading scorer, but doing so much more than just scoring the basketball for UNCW this year is Trazarian White, this week's Carolina Ford Dealers Player of the Week. Our final break. When we get back, we'll look ahead. One more game here coming up in Trask Coliseum before the exam break for the Seahawks. We'll preview that matchup next.
People have trusted Reed's Jewelers with their life's moments since 1946. That's because we're family owned. We treat everyone who walks through our doors or visits our website as a part of our family. We have a beautiful selection of jewelry and watches for any occasion. We offer free shipping and returns, as well as multiple payment options to make sure you find the perfect gift. See why people have trusted Reed's Jewelers to celebrate their life's moments for over 75 years.
Game day at Walk-Ons is just different. And it starts with the way our teammates prep each dish from our scratch menu. No shortcuts. We are hand cutting every single mozzarella log straight from the block. Hand peeling, stuffing, and bacon wrapping each voodoo shrimp. Hand carving ribeyes for our steaks and po' boys. And hand slicing, then tossing our boneless wings and our house-made sauces. With wall-to-wall TVs and food like this, why would you want to watch anywhere else? That's game day. The Walk-Ons way.
Hi, my name is Dr. Claude Jarrett with Wilmington Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine here on UNCW's campus for your Medical Minute. Here in Wilmington, we're lucky enough to have the ability to enjoy a lot of outdoor sports and activities, such as our lovely beaches. One of the more common injuries that we see this time of year are biceps tendon ruptures. The bicep tendon ruptures typically with eccentric load with heavy lifting by flexing the elbow. One of the best ways to prevent this type of injury is make sure you're lifting in a correct manner, using more legs, less arms. With Wilmington Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, our job is to help patients avoid long lines and expensive costs of the emergency room. We're able to tackle many orthopedic injuries, such as acute traumas, fractures, and sprains.
Preparing for the big game, athletes practice countless hours year-round. Then, it's game time. And their fans get to see the results, cheering on their team to a win. At Coastline Insurance, we're working hard behind the scenes, preparing for when you need us, because we want our customers to be our biggest fans. Let Coastline Insurance shop your coverage and find out why we say, when we shop, you win. Find us online at coastlineinsurance.com.
Well, UNCW, the schedule's slowing down just a bit. One game before the exam break. We take a look at our walk-ons. What's coming up for UNCW? And it's a matchup Saturday afternoon, 4 o'clock inside Trask Coliseum with Jacksonville University. Coach, before this year, we've got to talk about last year with Jacksonville because it wasn't the result you wanted down there in Florida, yet it was the result you needed, I think. As we talked a lot through the course of the season, it was maybe the low point for the team, but the turnaround type of point for the team as well.
It was. It was one of those times of the year where things could continue to go south, or you could use it as motivation and keep on sticking to the process and going to run like we did. And I thought our guys handled that well. I thought it came at the right time. We needed a little wake up, but I always say we were changing some things leading up to the game, and what we saw out on the floor when we played them was us trying to figure it out. And then we came back home. We had one of those games to get our mojo back, and then had a great win on the road against High Point. And then we just kept going from there. So it came at the right time.
Yeah, that loss led to a school record 12 straight victories for UNCW. So let's talk about this year now. A Jacksonville team that has a lot of the same returning pieces, and a coach in Jordan Mincy who did a great job at his first season. What do you see when you watch tape of them?
The same thing. They're so physical. and they force you to play at their pace. They walk the ball up on made baskets. They walk it up. So my thing with the guys is we have to have some patience. On the defensive end, they're so physical. They try to beat you up a little bit. They try to pack the paint and force you to beat them over top. They don't give up a lot of offensive rebounds. It's going to be one of those grinded out type games that we've had a lot of those up to this point in the season, but it's going to be a tough challenge for us.
Yeah, grinded out type of game, the calling card of the Seahawks right now. So again, that's Saturday at 4 o'clock, Trask Coliseum, Jacksonville University, the Dolphins in town. If you cannot make it out, we'll have it for you at 3:45 on Flow Sports and on 95.9 FM The Breeze as well. So just one more game, exam break, a little chance for everyone to catch their breath as well, Coach. But a big game coming up on Saturday. Best of luck.
Thank you, Mike.
For Takeo Siddle, Hope Richardson, and the rest of our crew, I'm Mike Vaccaro. Thanks for joining us this week. We'll see you next week for another edition of the Seahawk Basketball Show featuring Takeo Siddle.